Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Downshift. My name is Orest. Just as you expect, this is yet another Corvette C8 update video. So if you're strapped in and ready to go, let's begin with the most recent news story. If you haven't heard yet, GM is now suspending dealers from submitting any more 2021 Corvette sold orders. Here's the statement from up top. Due to continued overwhelming response to the 2021 Corvette and to avoid false customer expectations, it will be necessary to suspend the ability to create a sold order beginning March 26, 2021, aka yesterday. This does not prevent you from processing existing sold orders within allocation, nor creating and processing a normal stock order. Unplanned downtime has impacted the overall 2021 model year Corvette production schedule. We are suspending SREs, aka sold orders, now in an effort to avoid canceling orders that will not be built within the current schedule and disappointing customers in the process. We anticipate you will be able to submit orders for 2022 model year Corvettes in early July. So that should be self-explanatory, but just to reiterate, it seems that GM doesn't want to offer 2021 cars when they know that they will likely not be able to fill those orders. There's obviously still so much demand for the C8 and there have been too many plant shutdowns, so it does make sense. The issue lies in the fact that dealers technically don't have a set of allocation numbers, so they just keep taking whatever orders they can, and customers are getting excited thinking that their order is going to be filled, when in reality, probably not. We saw this happen in 2020 with a boatload of customers being moved right into 2021. Luckily, GM still honored the 2020 price, but I guess they're trying to avoid that issue for 2021-2022. Now, I can give them some slack for having this issue in 2020 because they didn't know that this car was going to be so hot and the obvious pandemic. But now they've had some experience, so it's good to see them taking proactive steps to manage customer expectations. Now, if I were a betting man, I'd say that they will push production a little bit longer to finish more 2021s, but with numerous factory shutdowns in the past, we never really know what's around the corner. You'd kind of have to be on the inside to really know. I'm just hoping that this doesn't severely impact Z06 production, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So hopefully that wasn't too negative, because this next story must have surely pissed off a C8 customer. A couple of weeks ago, I saw an article that another Corvette C8 had fallen off a two-post lift. This time, it's a rapid blue Stingray. And I say this time because this isn't the first. As far as I'm aware, this is now the second C8 that has been dropped. The first one was a torch red coupe back in June. There was almost no excuse for the first one, so a second one at this point is a little bit of a joke. I think some more training is definitely in order. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the jack points on this car are different because there is now more weight in the rear, so you have to slide it back a little bit further. Just an FYI, everything is in the owner's manual. In other news, and more recently, a C8 prototype has been spotted on the German Autobahn. Now, I don't know about you, but I find this extremely exciting. Contrary to popular belief, this doesn't seem to be the Z06 or ZR1 because it seems to have the standard wheel and tire setup along with the regular quad exhaust. If it were either of the higher performance variants, it would be on the much girthier tires, and if it were the ZR1, it would have the tailpipes in the middle, which is what we believe here at Daily Downshift. Which leads me to believe that this is in fact the E-Ray. And what kind of confirms it for me is that the video and photos of this spy car show a very damp and snowy Stuttgart, Germany. We know the E-Ray will be utilizing an all-wheel drive setup, so I think it makes sense that this car is out and about. Not because they're trying to develop this car for snow, but because they know it will be completely fine in the inclement weather conditions. Or else they would have just left it in the garage or wherever it was being stored. Germany is also a huge driver of the EV car movement, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're using resources such as testing facilities to really put this car through its paces. It's also just really fascinating to see this American car on European soil because it's usually the other way around. It kind of reminds me of the time I saw a C6 Z06 in London, UK about 4 or 5 years ago, and that thing was a real head turner. For those of you who have yet to build your car, Chevrolet has very recently lifted the constraints for the high wing and the black trident wheels. If some of you may recall, the high wing was constrained all the way back in March and was entirely removed from the system in July, which definitely angered some customers, but the vendors just couldn't keep up. To my knowledge, you can still order this through your dealer via the accessory page as of January, but now you can initially spec your car with this option straight from when you build it, so you don't have to make a separate purchase. We actually really wanted to install a high wing spoiler on our wingless C8 last year, but we just couldn't get a hold of one, so we just didn't end up doing it. So it is nice to see that it's back, because after seeing the wing in person, I think it really does look good. Now, onto the Trident wheels. So these were a very popular option that were on constraint since February. I would agree that these are the nicer looking wheels, but I still believe in going aftermarket. The stock wheels really don't do this car any justice, and I'll throw up some pictures right here. Either way, it's still nice that customers have the option again, because a lot of people like sticking with a completely stock look, and that's completely fine. Finally, this is one that is sure to divide the room. I left this one for last on purpose. A C8 that has arguably the most unique wrap that I have seen to date, and to be completely honest, I really love it. The vehicle is apparently owned by rapper Lil Boozy. It features a white and black wrap that is divided right down the middle, and I guess it's made to be reminiscent of the Batman villain Two-Face. In case you're wondering, the interior is the upgraded black Nappa leather with red stitching. It's a loaded 3LT with the GT2 seats. It would have been epic if they color matched the interior to the exterior, but then it wouldn't be as easily reversible as the wrap. The 4Giada wheels are also a very nice touch, and they are definitely much better than stock. So those are all the news stories that I have for you today. There is plenty more information to come as we are moving into summer and the pandemic subsides. As always, we're very excited to see any more Z06 or E-Ray or even ZR1 footage, and we will definitely keep making videos to share as the information comes available. In regards to today's video, let us know your thoughts on GM canceling 2021 sold orders. Is it too little too late at this point, or is it a good move to manage customer expectations this way? I'm also very curious about your thoughts on the black and white C8 that I mentioned last. Do you love it or do you hate it? Like I said, I'm a huge fan of it, so let me know in the comments below. So, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, definitely drop us a like and do consider subscribing. And as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe and take care.